Yep, today we're talking about 10 things that sellers need to remove from their house when they have it listed or when they're going to show it. So did you know that when you put your house online, it goes on the MLS and it goes out to all the .coms, realtor.com, Zillow, all homes.com, all these places. Your house really goes viral, it goes worldwide. And so with your address being listed, you could actually become a target for theft, identity theft, fraud, or even worse, maybe some liability. So let's get into the things you need to remove from your house when strangers are walking through it. I know it sounds horrible. So if you want to stay safe and sell your house for more money and stay safe in the process, grab your coffee and let's get into this one. Hi, I'm Amy Clark with Crowlike Realtors, your local go-to realtor for everything selling, buying, or investing in Memphis and the MidSouth. If you love real estate tips, hit that subscribe, tap that bell for notifications, share a video maybe if you know someone that's about to list their house. This would be a good one for them. A lot of sellers just don't know this or aren't aware. People don't really sell their house all the time, so you may sell your house 1, 2, or 3 times in your lifetime, and you just don't know what today's trends are and how to stay safe when selling your house. So stick around to the end. I've got a huge bonus tip that could probably save you a lot of money in the long run. Let's get into it. Here are the top 10 things that need to disappear when you are selling your house. Personal photos and personal decor. That live, love, laugh thing, that needs to go. But your personal photos, you need to make the house as neutral as possible to invite every buyer to feel comfortable when they're walking through your house. And make sure you don't have your children's names written in giant wooden letters all across their bedroom. You don't want your name, their names, your pets' names, anything to be a target, make you a target for someone to come back. We don't want that to happen. We don't want any nefarious people to do that. Homes that are depersonalized sell 88% faster and for up to 20% more. So make it as neutral and inviting to everybody as possible. Like I said, family photos, your kids' artwork, monogram stuff. We don't want any C's. I mean, my last name is C. I do have monogram stuff because I'm old. I like that stuff, but I would take it all down before I allow any buyers to walk through my house. So overly themed decors, lots of sports memorabilia, all that kind of stuff. Just take it down. You know, you're getting ready to move. Let's go ahead and get the process started. And the first steps of this, you know, start packing that stuff up. If you think twice about it, does it need to stay? It probably needs to go. So just go ahead and declutter, depersonalize, all that kind of stuff. If you have your grandmother's chandelier hanging in your entryway or over the dining room table or something, or if you have something really personal to you that's attached to the house, take it down and replace it. We want to replace. We don't want a buyer to see something and then you have every intention of taking that item with you. We want to make sure that that item is already replaced. You take your grandmother's chandelier, you put it in the storage unit, you put it somewhere else, give it to your brother for a time being, whatever. Just take it down, replace it with a modest chandelier or something else. You have to have a light fixture up there, so do that. But make sure you take those things down. If a buyer sees it, he's gonna want it. So that's just the end of that. And we don't want it to have liability later down the road when they're like, no, that chandelier was there and I'm gonna have it back. That could get pretty sticky. Photos, personal photos are a risk. If a stranger sees a picture of you, your pets, your kids, your home address in the background, they might try to track you. They might try to track you down. Be smart about what you leave out. We don't want any safety issues to come up here. So just take your stuff. The second thing I want you to do is to declutter. Declutter your house. Like I just said a second ago. If you're getting ready to pack up stuff, picking up photos, picking up stuff, take the espresso machine off the countertops. Countertops are as clean as possible. Everything needs to go. Clutter makes spaces look smaller. It also can invite the look of or the feel of your house is not well maintained. So we don't ever want to give that impression to somebody because you've been taking care of your house. You just have your bills laying around. No. Take your bills, pick your bills up, remove extra furniture, big furniture, huge pieces, pick those up. Countertops cleaned and everything is out of the way. Never leave your personal paperwork out. That's a security tip. You don't want anybody to come back and have your social security number, your passport, your, the financial information. We don't want any of those things out. We never know who's walking through your house. We always try to make sure that, people are represented. The buyer's agents will make sure that they're qualified to come in your house. They can actually afford the house. But like if you have an open house or something, we don't vet those people beforehand. So we don't know who's coming through your house. And statistics say that 6% of people walking through an open house, it's not a lot, but it is a percentage, 6% of those people have nefarious reasoning behind coming to an open house. So we want to make sure that your personal safety and your personal things are taken care of. So if you've been listening to me for a while, you know that I am a pet lover. I have dogs. I love my Clark Griswold, my chocolate lab, who's crazy. I have my Great Dane. We used to be a cat family. We used to be a big cat family. I've had a total of 9 cats in my life. So there's lots of cats that have been in my house. Not anymore, I have cats right now, but pick up your animal stuff. Pick up the dog food bowls, pick up the pet beds, pick up the litter boxes, pick up the stuff. I know it can be a hassle when you're showing your house, but make sure you pick up these things. People do not want to see a litter box. They don't want to see a dog bed. They don't want pet smells. They don't want scratched up furniture. You don't want to see it. Buyers see everything. They notice everything. The statistic is 83% of buyers are turned off by pet odors. So 83% of buyers are like, oh, there's been an animal in here. I don't want this house. So don't let them see that you had an animal in there. You especially don't want your animals to be there when your house is being shown, because we don't want someone to accidentally let the cat out that has never been outside before. We don't want your dog to run away, or we don't want the dogs to get scared and bite somebody. So that's just a liability issue for you to make sure that your pets are not there. They're being put up, they're well taken care of, and nobody is gonna be hurt or scared or lost for that matter. All right. If bad smells are in your house, pet odors one, cooking odors another. These are the kinds of things that turn buyers off. But the flip side to that is, if you have bad smells and the old thing was, oh, baked cookies before, that's a sign that you're covering up something. We don't want baked cookies in the house right before a showing where the house smells all nice and chocolate chip cookie. We don't want that. We also don't want a lot of candles or air fresheners or oversaturated with any types of smells. So that's one thing, but it looks like you're covering something up. So we don't want to show that either. Speaking of bad smells in the house, cigarette smoke, people, you never know what people do in their house anymore. You would think that people don't smoke in their house anymore, but behind closed doors, you never know. So if you have cigarette smoke in your house, do everything you can to clear it out with air purifiers, fresh paint, something to fix the cigarette smoke. Musty or damp odors, cigarette smell, pet smells, cooking smells, all of these things. The grandmother smell, and you don't really know what your house smells like when you live in it. So maybe get a second opinion if someone says, oh, I kind of smell something here, or maybe just ask somebody to come in. When my grandmother passed away, I got a bunch of her stuff, it's not really furniture or anything, but I did get a dining room table, but I had accumulated most of her belongings that I had, silver trays and her parents' stuff and lots of old pictures and lots of stuff. And I had it all collected in a room. And I was like, why do I have this grandmother smell this room smells, the whole room smells. And as soon as I was able to go through all the stuff and get some of those really old antiques, silver trays, I don't really know what the cause of the smell was, but it was something. Maybe it was old paperwork. Maybe it was, it could have been any number of things that was in that room. But as soon as I moved it and got it out of my house went back to normal. So it didn't smell like old lady, a musty smell. I don't know what it was. But as soon as I got those things taken care of, my house went back to normal. So that was great. Buyers will always assume something is wrong with your house if it smells weird. Leveraging them to maybe make a lower offer on your house. We don't want that to happen as a listing agent or as a seller. We always want to put our house in the best light possible. So statistic check here, an estimated 6% of open house visitors are there for the wrong reasons, looking for something to steal. So remove your jewelry, very important. remove your jewelry, remove your cash, remove your guns. If you have a safe in the house, cover it up, hide it, take it with you if it's small enough to take. If it's locked in a room, maybe lock that room so that nobody can go in there and just say that the room is under construction right now or something. But don't let anybody know that you have a safe in there. I sold a house recently in Midtown, and it was an older house. It was a craftsman bungalow style house. And you can check that one out in my last video. I just did all the styles of houses in the Memphis and the MidSouth area. So it was a craftsman house, craftsman bungalow. And we went through the house, and as soon as we closed, I had a call from the listing agent, and the listing agent said, please look in the bathroom closet, in the floor. I'll send you the key. There's a safe there in the floor. So the buyer had never known that, nobody had ever seen it, but that was something that was kept private just so that nobody would want to come back in, try to go through the safe, try to steal the safe. It's just a safety issue, just to make sure that nobody knows what's happening. So bonus, after we got the house closed, we found out we had a safe in the house. So that was a nice bonus. But going back to things you need to get out of your house: jewelry, cash, guns, computers, tablets, small electronics, cell phones, old cell phones, definitely old cell phones. Lock up or remove these valuables. You don't want identity theft. It's a real thing. You don't want any theft. You don't want someone coming back. You don't want someone stealing a gun, stealing your jewelry, stealing your prescription medications. It's a real thing. It's horrible, but not everybody is good. So we just want to make sure that the seller is safe when they are listing their house. So some security risk you might not think about: make sure that all your windows and doors are locked, except for the front door. Now, we want the door to the shed unlocked. We want the things on the property people want to see. We want those things unlocked. But when you come home from after your showing's over, make sure all your windows and doors are locked. Make sure there's nobody in the house. Make sure your other things are locked up. Everything's locked again. And pick up your spare keys. Don't leave them at the house. Don't hide them. Don't leave them under that little hide-a-rock thing. Garage door openers are not in the house. We don't want those being lifted, but you can use your cameras. You know, if you have cameras in the house, it's a thing. You know, I tell buyers all the time, always assume that you're being watched in a house, especially when it's listed. Sellers do like to watch people walk through their house, and it's security, and it's for these reasons too. So the Ring doorbells, all those kind of things, you need to make sure that you're monitoring your house if you have security, but also I tell buyers, you're going to be watched. So just assume, don't pick up anything. Don't accidentally, or your child accidentally pick up something as they're walking through the house. So if your closets are overstuffed, start taking them out. Start cleaning them out. At least we don't want a closet or a garage or any storage space to look too stuffed. It will tell the buyer that this house doesn't have enough storage space. It'll tell the buyer that the closets are too small. You know, the garage is too small. We've been through garages where you can't even walk in them. I mean, you know, because they're moving, they're in the process of it. They just moved everything to the garage. That's not a good look if the buyer can't see actually what they're buying. So that's not good. If your closets are bursting at the seams, fix it. Make sure that you have shown a potential buyer that you do have enough storage space. You just have a thumb for that Amazon button and keep buying stuff. So that's what we're gonna try to fix that. Signs of neglect or disrepair or a distressed property: make your house sell for 10 to 20% less. Fix these things before you list it. Leaky faucets, a mousetrap. If a buyer sees a mousetrap, they will run for the hills. They'll assume the whole house is rat infested, and they're not. Peeling paint is a distress. If there's signs of divorce, say there's a couple selling the house, but all the man's clothes are gone, buyer thinks they're gonna get a deal. You're in stress. You need to sell your house fast. So I'm gonna offer you less for your house. Same goes with foreclosure. If you're in foreclosure, they'll think that you really need to sell really fast. Don't give as a buyer a chance to knock you down on getting what you need out of your house. So I've always said first impressions are the most important. We always want to keep our landscaping up, and you know, it can get tough at times, but when you're selling your house, always make sure the grass is cut, the hedges are trimmed, the pretty flowers, whatever looks good. You want to pick up all the junk in your yard. If you have old trailers and old broken down cars, and we're in Mississippi, things happen, okay? So just clean up your yard and make it look as good as you possibly can. Remove it from the property. Make sure that your yard looks great. That's the first thing people see, other than they've been looking at your pictures online for 2 weeks. So they know what the inside of your house looks like, and they're going to expect to see that, but they're also going to expect to see a very nice yard. Curb appeal, that's what we're going for, nice yards. So one thing I do need you to do is to remove yourself from the property. Don't sit there. You'll make a buyer so uncomfortable, and buyers will actually spend 40% more time in your house, more likely to give honest feedback if the seller is not there. So take a walk, get in the car, take Clark Griswold, take Nina, take your dogs, take your cats, take your rabbits, take your kids, leave the house clean, and let the buyer experience living in a house themselves. That will help sell your house. Don't sit in the driveway waiting for them to leave. That puts pressure on a buyer, and they'll feel uncomfortable, and they'll want to go, okay, we're gonna leave. Okay, thank you, bye, don't talk to me. Yeah, that's good. So sellers, leave, let your agent do her job, his or her job. I've got a bonus tip for you, and it's kind of a thing. Their sellers are like, I just put new carpet in. I've got plastic all over the rugs, all over the carpet. I don't want anybody walking on it. Also, you're gonna take your shoes off, and you're gonna have these little booties you're gonna put on. Even if you have a sign saying, oh, please wear these booties, blah, blah, blah. Okay, no. Because, well, first of all, that little sign's not worth the piece of paper it's written on, and it's not gonna protect you. If a buyer, a potential buyer, walks through your house and has been asked to take his shoes off, or asked to put booties on, or asked to trip across this plastic rug that you have, this plastic that you have covering your carpet, they trip, they fall, they injure themselves, the homeowner is liable. You are liable. You could be in serious financial distress if someone falls on your property, even while they're showing the house. It's okay if the carpet gets dirty. They're not gonna be that dirty. We can get it cleaned. We can mop up. We can take care of your house. You're moving, what do you care? You're not gonna stay there anymore anyway. It doesn't matter if it gets a little dirty. The new buyer is gonna come in, and the new homeowner is gonna come in and clean it to their satisfaction anyway. So you are considering listing your house for sale. I want you to be safe. I want you to know the hazards of listing your house. I want you to know the liabilities for listing your house. So be safe, remove your personal items and your bills. Make sure that nobody can go for identity theft on you. And that's it. The 10 things you need to have removed from your house when you are listing it, when you're selling your house. And a bonus tip for liability. We don't want to be sued because someone fell on your house. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, share this video with a friend if you need to. And thanks for watching Living in Memphis in the Mid-South. I hope to be your next realtor in Memphis, in Mississippi. Let me make your Memphis dream a reality. Thanks for watching. Look at my next video.